Hello, it's Daniel here and I'm the author of the jscrap.io website. In this tutorial we want to build an example with CSS Grid where we are able to change the background color of a row when we hovering it. So for example, if I will hover one of these rows, the background color of them will change to orange. If you want to skip ahead, there is in the description of this video a link towards my website where you have the full code for this example. We'll start from a very simple HTML, the one that you have in the image, and it just has some divs containing some information. So the first thing we want to do is to come and make all of this layout a grid. For this, I'll make this main container grid. I will apply a display of grid, and also where I will add some extra styles to make it a bit more nice. Then it will look like so. And after that, I will add some padding for all of the cells. So anything that's a direct child of the grid, it will get a bit of padding. And finally, I want to make the heading look a bit more different. And I will apply the styles and it will look like so. As we said in the beginning of this video, we don't have a given CSS property that we can use in order to select one of these rows so that we are able to change the colors when we are hovering it. But we can do a hack. And the way we have done this in the initial example is by using a before pseudo-element. So if you take a look in here, each of these cells has a before pseudo-element applied to it. And this before pseudo-element goes all the way on the direction of the row. So doesn't matter if it's the central cell as we have it here, the before element will go on all of the row. So what will come here is to go back to our example and to add a content before. And let's see how our example will look now. I will refresh. We will see that we are getting all of this green background on all of the page, and the reason is that we have not contained yet this before element screen. In order to contain all of this before element, what I will need to do is to come and add a position relative to all of the sub-elements of the grid. And now if I will refresh, you will see that the before elements are just being contained at the level of the cells in that table, given the fact that now they have the position relative, and this position absolute can relate to this position relative. But you can see that still we have a bit of overflow in here, and this one is quite easy to fix. I will just go in the grid container and I will say that I want to have an overflow of hidden, and voila, we have now the before pseudo elements contained just inside of the grid. But still nothing is happening, I mean no hovering is still happening, because we need to add here another condition, and we will say that each time a cell is hovered, its before pseudo element becomes orange. So everything goes as planned. But still we have a small problem, given the fact that we are not able to see the actual content of the cell. And the reason is that we have a stacking context problem. So this before pseudo element comes and covers all of the content inside of that cell. And in here, we'll be using this one, the span, that is added in order to contain the actual content of a cell. And what I will do here is to come and say that the span also has a position relative, and this will break the stacking context for the z-index. So if we refresh, we are now able to see also the content of the cells. And this covers almost all of our example. One last thing that we can do is to come and take everything that we have here and replace it with this statement, and this one uses the native CSS nesting selector for all of those selectors so that everything is grouped a bit more nice, and you will see that the solution works as before, just that the syntax is a bit more clear. So yeah, I think we can use this trick in order to hover the rows of a given CSS grid. You can find in the description of this video the full code and also an article describing it, and see you the next time.